The idea for tonight's stream is to build something in Creative for the survival server, which we'll get over with a schematic cannon, so we still have to collect all the resources, so we've got to keep that in mind. These are the two things that I've built previously. Hold on, is this not working? Yes. This is the hide and seek map, which, by the way, it is ready for next Monday to play on. So, because everything is placed in and all the bits that it didn't do correctly, like the paintings and flower pots, I have fixed. So it is ready. This second thing is the first of the things that I'll be doing at the moment, which is a few years ago. I think it was a few years ago, I think. Back when we were doing the vanilla game last. I did a little scavenger hunt thingy with signs that led to a chest that had an elytra in it. But that was fun, but Willis wasn't able to be there for that, which was sad. And so we wanted to do another scavenger hunt, but we haven't done that yet. So why not do it now? And why not have something more interesting at the end than just a chest? So that's where this comes in. This is the first one. Yes, there is some redstone stuff underneath. The idea is that you'll follow certain clues and other fun stuff that I'm not gonna spoil yet to a location on the server where this will be placed. And this one's already done, but the others aren't. And then you'll be able to go in and make your way through it until you get to the reward at the end. So this is fairly simple, using basic resources like stone bricks, moss, stuff like that. The most expensive stuff on this is the at the end, because that's a bit decorated, and also the dripstone blocks. But yeah. So initially I thought I'd have one of these that I basically restock for each player who wants to do it, so that I can basically reuse it. So if one player does it and then they find the stuff, I put other new stuff in and then give the beginning clue to a next player and things like that. But that seems kind of boring and also not entirely fair, because this does feature a little bit of parkour, nothing too difficult if you know what you're doing in this big tall thingy. But that is fine for Jamie, because Jamie's alright at parkour, but Willis really doesn't like it, and Mr. W also, I'm not sure, isn't that great at it. So I'm thinking of building like 2 more of these, because that's not going to take very long. So then I can have 3, one for Emichu, one for Mr. W, one for Willis. And then if those are successful, maybe do a 4th one for if someone like a rarer player on the server joins, or maybe I can just restock one of the 3 ones for them if they join and they want to do a scavenger hunt. We'll see. Anyway, so yeah, we'll be building the second one, which will probably be for Willis. Right, so let's have a look at chat. Over there. OMG, there's already redstone underneath it. Yeah, I mean, this one's finished. If the rest of the streams are SMP, will this one be uploaded as CSP? Well, theoretically. Probably not, because I don't think that's really used as an abbreviation, but I get what you mean. Also, bone meal, bone meal, bone meal. Not here, because every block I put in here is a block that I've got to specifically find in survival and put in the vault for the schematic cannon to place. Which means if I bone meal grass here, I could easily have to collect like 300 individual pieces of grass for it to place there then, when I could just go in survival, let the schematic cannon build it, and then go in with a bit of bone meal after and put it there. So, yeah. I'll probably try the parkour one, maybe for Emichu? Made for Emichu, and then if you could restock it after. Oh yes, definitely. when I join. Uh-oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Gotcha. Good. So this is 2x2 chunks. As you can see by the chunk borders, I've got a chunk of space in between, roughly. It was a chunk, but then I moved it over one because this decoration I had to bevel out to get a little bit out, and then, yeah, so I moved it over a little bit, but first things first, I need to make the next border. So I need a spot there, and then I need a spot there, and then these are 2, which means I need one corner there, and then I need another corner here. Now I could place these manually, but I think it's a little bit faster if I do fill this coordinate, or maybe not, because it's only one line, and then fill that with white concrete. Yeah, I think it's probably faster if I just do it like this, because if it's only one line, although for the grass up top I'll definitely use the fill command. Yeah, I've never done a proper creative mode live stream before, and I'm definitely also gonna be asking for tips from people in chat if you've got any, because yay, chat involvement. After you've finished the white concrete frame, you could duplicate that a bunch of times, so you don't need to set it up each time. It only takes like 2 minutes to do. Right, and then I'm gonna lift up the corners, because I want to have the floor, well, the ground level be on the same height as before. So hold on, what height is the top? Hold on, I don't need this anymore. This is at height -12. Okay. Right. So that goes to, hold on, 2 more up. So that's 13, 12. There we go. Then do the one in the corner, and then I'll put in the little green bits of concrete to denote where the floor goes. I have already thought of some things that I want to put in this one, because I do want each one to be a bit challenging. And so challenging someone with parkour is relatively easy, because you can just make difficult jumps. But if you're not going to use parkour, then you need to be a little bit more creative with it. And so I was thinking maybe a couple of redstone puzzles, like maybe start off with one that's just some levers where you need to find out the correct combination of levers, like in the jungle temple that spawns in vanilla, but then maybe one where it's a little bit more complicated with that, like with an item frame where you need to rotate it and to different positions, and there could be clues in another chamber for it, something like that. So is this one for again, sorry? Willis. This one's probably going to be for Willis. This one is probably going to be for Emichu. So this one's Emichu's? That one over there. You. Yes. So the one you've already finished, who is that? That one's probably Emichu's, and this one's probably for Willis. All yours. They all are. Emichu greater than Willis. I wouldn't... No, that's not fair. They're both unique individuals, beautiful in their own ways. It's not fair to compare them like that. Come on. Oh, right. Arrow. Okay. Okay, so here comes the fun bit with the grass. Also, I'm going to put it in the rules that you're not allowed to break blocks around here, because otherwise, if you do, then you're just going to find a huge pit underneath it. So, yeah. Okay, so gonna need to put a block in that corner. Gonna need to put the block in that corner. Then do /fill the coordinates. I realize you probably can't see the command because of my face cam, but it's just very, very simple. You just /fill one set of coordinates, then another set of coordinates, and then what you want to fill it with. In this case, that is grass block. There you go. Much faster than placing them all individually. Also, I don't want to have things be lit within this. So, because I do want people to bring in their own torches and light it up as they go to explore it, because I think that makes it a bit more fun. However, for me to build stuff, I do need to be able to see. So I can use /effect, give at P, night vision, infinite, there we go. And now I've got infinite night vision. The particles do get in the way, so I'm just going to quickly go into video settings and turn those off. Well, I guess... Ooh, that's the wrong thing. What did I just turn off? Oh, I turned clouds off. Sorry. Particles I do want on minimal. There we go. Oh, there's more chat. Sorry, Willis, I didn't mean it like that. Right. Compare me next. Compare me. Hide and seek. Mansion. Emichu. Willis. As long as I'm better. Just type /fill. Can you enable unlit mode in Minecraft? No, but night vision is basically the same thing. Lighting wise, so there's no ambient occlusion. Night vision, of course. But stuff's still shaded. Yeah, but there's no like in the corners. Yeah. Yeah, clouds. Yes. Okay, so let's get started with this. And I do want them all to be like underground dungeons or tombs or stuff like that, because there might be, like, if you do stuff like that, if you keep with a theme, then if you wanted to, you could put some sort of lore stuff in there as well, which might be fun. Right, so let's build the actual entrance first. Are they all going to be in the woods? No, they're not all going to be in the woods. So, do I want it here? Yeah, I think here's good. Let me just quickly grab some blocks. So, type in mossy. Let's get some mossy cobblestone, mossy stone bricks, mossy chiseled stone bricks, and that's okay for now. So if I look how I did it over here. Why would law be fun? Well, I don't know, sorry. The Trolley Bannister sounds like a pub. It does. Okay, so this is how I did it before. Where you've got the pistons in the wall opening up. And I think that the entrance like that I'm going to replicate over here. So I had 2 blocks of grass. Then I had this up here. That like that. Like this. And then the back over here. Need the buttons on there. And then I need to grab the sticky pistons. So this is in the extended arrangement, which means I need to go 3 out and then put 1 there. Whoops. I still think I have the best pub name. Oh, go on then. What is it? Remind me. Mossy Stone Button? I could do that with the copycats blocks, but it's not needed. Maybe a good mod idea. Yeah, because with the copycat buttons, like, you could have either a stone or wooden button, which is basically just how long it stays pressed. And then I could grab any block I want, like the block of amethyst, and put it on there, and then you've got an amethyst button. Look, it works just the same. And you've got the stone or wood duration for those. Right, now, next, hold on, I think I used cobblestone underneath for the actual room, didn't I? Go on then. It would be a Cuban gastropub named after Fidel Castro. Gastro. Would be stocked by my fishmonger called Joe Pesky Pesca. I think that you already mentioned that at one point. Also gonna grab a pressure plate. Gonna need some bricks here for the entrance, and yes, I did use mossy bricks there. And I'm actually, so the block that I'm going to use for regular redstone is cobblestone, because cobblestone is easy to get a lot of, and no, pesca. Oh, sorry. I won't take your idea. Right, yeah, so because this is a block I can easily get a lot of, and if I don't intend to use it in my build much, then I don't accidentally break it. Right, so we need 2 redstone underneath here for the pressure plates, because this will actually power the redstone underneath. So if I drop a, actually it's not going to work because it's stone, but like that, it, hold on, didn't that? Did that? I thought that worked. Doesn't that work? Yeah, it did work. It was just already off. Right, so I need to power both of these. Does it work if I power just the one underneath? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I'm gonna need to have a block here and redstone like this, where it faces into the piston. And then this also powers the block underneath, which powers that one. So if I now power that, actually no, it won't work like that because then it'll be directional. If I power that like this, then both extend, you see? And that's actually how I'm going to do this, because now all I need to do is fit that in here. And then if you step on the pressure plates, it will power this block inverting the signal, which will turn that off, which means they retract. Because I do want them to retract when something or someone is on the... Oh, right, of course. Sorry, I was a bit confused there. Is on the pressure plate. So now if I step on here, they open. If I go off, they close. Now I just need to hook up the buttons, which is pretty easy, I think. Yeah, all I need to do is put a little bit of redstone there. And then that works. Then all I need to do here is pretty much the same thing. A little bit of redstone there, and then that works. Right, so now both of these buttons work. And also the pressure plates work. Right. Like a pescatarian, yes. Pescivore. Suchomimus in that. Typically with Latin languages, the vowels that have alternative pronunciations, e.g. CH in Romanian or Italian, or the TH in Spanish, are E and I, with O, UA being ko, ku, ka. I didn't know that, and I don't think that I'm properly understanding it, but sure. Sorry. Right, now in this one, I do think that I'm going to have the actual entrance bit be the same, mostly. So this is kind of a fake tomb here, so that it deters tomb robbers. Now I had it like this, I think. Yeah. And then there was just one block around it, yes? Tomb Raiders? Haha, yes, indeed. Because, oh wow, that looks nice. Oh, thank you. So if you look in here, yeah, I had one around it, and then, yeah, so it was 3 on the side, 2 in the back, 3 on the side. And then here's the chest, which is also a bit fake. Right. So, have it like that. Then there's 3 blocks gap there, 2 blocks there, 3 blocks there. Cute chest, snugly between the walls. Hehe. It's a mimic. Maybe. We'll see. Should CE is che or the. Chi is chi. Oh, right. As in chi or the. Whereas CA is ka. Ko and ku. Oh, interesting. Cello. Cello is cello, not cello. Ah, Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. I love learning new bits about languages, though unfortunately I tend to forget most of it. Right. So just quickly gotta build that here, like this. And then I think I just had it going up in steps like this. And I do have blocks that I can add in for a bit of variation, which I will do once I've got the basic shape right. Now the question is, did I have the middle bit elevated again or not? I don't think so. Although, yeah. No, I think your explanation is probably fine. I think I just didn't read it properly because of streaming. Spectator mode, Paradise? For what? Sorry. Spectator mode for what? Yeah, I mean, I could if it were more difficult to kind of access. And then this is going to be buried in a hill. So I think something. Well, I think we can bury that later. It doesn't have to be buried right to begin with. But just to give a little bit of a feel. Then you go in. Then I need. Oops. I need regular chest, and then also the trapped chest, because this bit is the same on the other one as well. So I've got the which way do I want it? Yeah, so I'm gonna put a little bit of a scaffolding thingy here. Not actual scaffolding, but just for this. So this is the trapped chest underneath, and this is the regular chest. And then I need to break that block to get underground. This needs to be, well, actually this can be regular cobblestone. Yeah, because this needs to be encased a bit. Actually, that needs to be wall. No, bricks. There we go. Chest. All right, because of the C and the yeah, from the like cello, the chest. Yes, I get it. It is amusing that the way to pronounce che as ke is to write it as che, at least in Romanian and presumably Italian too. Yeah, in German that could also be che or che. Right, so I need that, because this over here is where the piston is gonna go. Because yes, we're doing more with pistons. Because this is the block that's going to be retracted. So, and so that's it extended. That would be it retracted. Now, I think. Yeah, I think the redstone can come out like that. Chemist. Chemnitz. Cherry. Saxonian town in East Germany. Okay. So, got the chest there. Because when you open the trap chest, it outputs a redstone signal. And you can see redstone actually connects to it like that. And if I feed that into the well, I won't do it. It needs to be inverted. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I can just put this here. And then a redstone torch goes there. There we go. Now, just quickly gotta go in. Oh wait. Oh, did I put it? Oh right, because I sorry, my mistake. This needs to go here because it was 1 block too close. That is right. So I just need to that won't work. Actually, well, Wait, will it? No, it won't. Well, we've got the space. I can just extend that out a little bit, like that, put the redstone torch on here, and then have that go in. There we go. Pistonian Empire? Not heard of that, sorry. Right, so now, if you open this, nothing happens. But if you open this down here, then that opens up. So if you stand on here, right-click that, you drop through. Now, we need to have walls going down, like that. But the thing is, you also need to get back up. And I think the best way of achieving that is via another button, which I'm going to put on this side. So the button will be... Actually, that is mossy stone. Okay, yeah, so the button will be on there. Actually, I'm going to tear out the grass a little bit there. So now I just need a... Actually, yeah, I'm going to use a copycat wooden button, because that has a little bit of a longer press duration. But I want it to look like stone, so I'm going to make it look like stone. Now, this needs to basically hook up to invert that. So what I can do is, hold on, if I put that there, will that, yeah, that should trigger. Yeah, like that. And then it just needs to hook up to this spot. So all I need to do is run it along there, and then it goes to the same thing that would be triggered by powering by opening the chest, which would invert it and open it. Ooh, is mossy stone a thing? Yes. As in mossy smooth stone? Are there mossy stone brick slabs? Yes. If I look for mossy, look, there's all of this mossy stuff. Although the mossy stone is from immersive weathering, so that doesn't exist in regular MC. But a lot of the other stuff does. And by a lot, I mean the bricks and the cobblestone. Right, so now let's just, well, let's add a quick ladder, because you will need a ladder to get up here. I did initially want to have vines, but you can't stand on vines, which means you can't actually get up properly. So yeah, if you press that, nothing works. That's always good. Why doesn't that work? The button's on here. Weird. Ooh, maybe, is it one block too far back? No, because that's the gap, that's where the button is. Why does, hold on. I thought that would work. If I power this, oh, that doesn't work either, so that's not the issue. Weird. Oh, of course, because I added this here, this no longer goes into that block. You see there's no connection, which means that doesn't get powered. So, see, that's the problem. In that case, I just need to move this over one. Just need to have that there, this here, and then put that there, and now it goes back in. Now if I get a button, you hear the piston? Now it's working. Thanks for showing it off. Showing what off? So, oh, right, why are the stones moldy? Because it's an ancient decrepit tomb, of course. And somebody was walking around barefoot here earlier, so... Right, so now if I press this, there we go. Nice. So now, if you're on the ladder, you should be able to get up. Then if you're on here, click that. Okay, now that's broken. Hold on. If I would do more with redstone, then I would already know exactly why this isn't working. That's weird. Why is that not powering that? If I break this, does it work? Oh, of course. It does power it, but it's only a power of 1. Like if I, yeah, it's, you can see if I close it, the redstone down here is very, 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 very briefly lit up, just ever so slightly, and it immediately goes off. So that's why it doesn't reach the block, which means we need a repeater, because the repeater boosts the signal strength. So now that works again. There we go. Marsh, barefoot, eh? Yes. Oh, I saw that, just about. Yeah. So that is that bit done. So a really easy one block piston door. So, although, actually, yeah, that's a good point. If you're standing against the wall, then you're going to stand on the ladder, which means the ladder needs to go on the opposite wall so that you're not going to be blocked by it. Which means something, I'm sure. Like here, maybe? Going up? Yeah, because then if you... Well, Actually, no, it needs to go on the opposite wall. It needs to go here. Because if you're going down, then you're going to stand against the corner. And then, like this, you're not going to be standing on the edge of the ladder. I mean, this would be pretty mean, just leaving it like that, and then you drop down and it's just a big pit. Right. So, need a little bit more space going down, but I think that should be fine. And then have this be where it opens up, because just having a big long ladder is a bit boring. So let's switch to a staircase. Although, saying that, I did remember that I wanted to mix up the blocks a little bit in here, because just having the mossy cobblestone is also a little bit boring, so mixing it up with a bit of mossy stone makes it look much more interesting, like that. Even if you don't consciously notice it, maybe, it definitely breaks up the pattern, which is nice. Right. Insert Mario 64 scream. Well, I don't know exactly what sound you mean, sorry. Right, so that works, and then you're down here, and then of course you need a staircase going down. So I'm going to clear the inventory and look for mossy again. I think I'm just going to use mossy cobblestone and regular mossy stone. And then I'm going to need a block to build with. I think I'm going to use just a moss block to place these on. And these ones, do I want those to go? They're coming down. Yeah, I think I want these ones to go clockwise. So place that there, then place that there. And this is just gonna be a little 2x2 staircase, so nothing fancy. But you will be able to walk up it smoothly, I do think. So if you're here, then can you? No, because that's in the way. Because I need to replace that with a slab. When you fall off the map in Super Mario 64. Oh, right. But yeah, you got pretty much bang on. Well, that's just because you wrote it in a way that was easily gettable. So, yeah, if you're on there... Hold on, I wasn't on there. Then, yeah, you can walk up on the edges and go up. So that does work, even though it's a little bit cozy. Right, and then I'm just going to bring this staircase down a somewhat significant amount, because I want you to feel as though you're properly descending, which you will be. I'm trying to mix up the blocks a bit as well, so that it's pretty fresh, each block you go down. Will be. Is that a name? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe it will be. Okay, so then, just gonna encase this. And for this I'm just gonna use a regular mossy stone bricks. I don't think that this needs much in terms of variation on the walls, because the interesting thing is going down, and so you're not gonna really be paying that much attention to the walls. Also, there needs to be a warning on the outside, because I do intend to put in some, shall we say, dangers. So I do want to have a warning there, and I'm going to put a bed ready so that people won't, if something does actually get someone, I don't want people to respawn all the way back home, because I want this to feel like an adventure, and so danger is part of that. That was funny. All right, will this staircase be lit with redstone torches? No. I want this to be dark when people come in, and then I want them to be, I want the lighting up bit to be up to the people as they enter. Right. Because then it actually feels like they're entering a place that hasn't been visited in a long time. Underground maze? I mean, I could. But the thing is, mazes get boring pretty quickly. Ooh, why can't I walk up that? That's weird. Did I rotate them the wrong way? Oh, I think I might have rotated these the wrong way, because on the other one, I thought I was able to walk up it. Let me just quickly double check how I did it here. Yeah, on this one, I can. Okay, so I do quickly need to replace the stairs because I messed them up. Unfortunate, but oh well. Yeah, I'm going to patch that hole. Not a big deal. Yeah, because they need to go like that, so that you're able to walk up them. And it's actually a lot easier to place them with the walls already in place. And then one more, just like there. And then, right, I think that works. Yeah, because now, look, you can walk up them. Even though there's a bit of a gap there, but you can actually walk up them. Why can't they be angled the other way? Because this way, when you, okay, so you step up half a block. On this height, you will not be able to walk up because you're banging against this and there's one block gap. But if you walk all the way up to the wall, you're now standing on the full block height. And now you can, there's only half a block that you can just walk up. And then you're standing full block height, half a block to walk up, and so on. With this rotated the other way, so like, well, like that, you walk up to the edge, and then you can't walk up because this on the left is a full block height now, which you can't walk up. So then you have to jump up that. But if it's turned like this, then it's just half block height and then a full block height. Half block height, full block height. There we go. Why can't they be angled? That I do get. What, was that not how they were? No, they weren't. Yep. Okay, so now the question is, what do I want for the first chamber? I think the first chamber should be just a simple little switch combination, like this one over here that I made, where it's just like the desert, well, the jungle temple one, where you've got 3 switches and they all need to be in the correct positions for the door to open. So I think actually let's place down the floor first. So I don't want this. Maybe like that. So it's 2 blocks on either side. That looks good. Well, 2 blocks or 1 block. So you come down. Yeah, I think 1 block is better, because then it feels a little tighter, and it's supposed to feel a bit tight in here. The weighted companion cube will accompany you through the test chamber. Please take care of it. Aww. I'm glad nothing bad happens to the weighted companion cube ever. Right, so this is sort of the main room design, and then I want the door to be over here, which I'm just going to have a simple 1x2 door like that. Gotta put the floor in, and then that's going to open when the levers are flicked in the correct positions. I mean, spoilers for Portal 2, but it did reappear at the very end of that game, all scorched up, so it did survive. Well, it might be the same one, or it might not be. Actually, is this correct? No, this should be 1 over, because then it's... I know Willis, and I know how much Willis likes symmetry, so I'm gonna bring this forward by 1, so that the room is actually symmetrical. There we go. I don't think it would be scorched if it wasn't meant to be the same one. True. Let's throw it out after you. Yeah, I know. Okay, so like that. Then you've got the 3 switches here. So you come down, and then you've got that. I will decorate this a bit later on as well, but for now the first thing we need is a clear inventory, and then we need to figure out which levers need to be in which positions for the door to open. So in this one over here, the positions I've got is on, off, on. Over here, like if someone comes down and they try flicking switches, they're going to start with that one, and they're going to do that, and then maybe they're going to do that. So it can't be just that, on, off, because then the first thing everybody's going to try is switching them in order, and then that's going to open the door. So it can't be that. Can't be all down. So either like that, or maybe off, on, off. So I'm thinking either off, on, or off, on, off. Maybe 4 switches? So it probably is the same one. Yeah, probably. Yes, this is 4000 Kelvin. True. But when would they? They wouldn't lie, would they? Especially not about cakes. Weighted companion cubes. I mean, I do want, like, this is just the first chamber. I do want there to be a few more chambers. So for the first one, just to get people in the mood for what's coming, I think 3 switches is fine. And I think that just having it be off, on, off is a good combination for this. Yes, you only need to switch 1, but most people would try multiple switches first before they only try switching 1, I think. Okay, so now that means these 2 need to be off. So okay, maybe this is going to be better to do in reverse. So first, let's put in the piston. Will also be a symmetrical pattern, haha. True. Unintentional in that case, but yes. So actually I need 1 more because that one's already in position, like that. So, okay, the actual basic thing would just be like that, and then having this one be flicked would just toggle the door. But I need now I need to make it so that if either of these 2 are powered, that unpowers the piston. So let's which way around do I want to do that? Which way makes the most sense? Because I'm trying to also explain like what I'm thinking, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. Would also be good if you could bone meal mossy blocks. Proper overgrown structures. Yeah, true. So if I have... So one way to do this would be to invert it twice. So if I do that, it's inverted. So now if this is off, the door is closed. If it's on, the door is open. But I can do that again. So if I invert it twice, now it's the same as if it weren't inverted at all. So this being on means that it's closed, it being off means it's open. So this is how it's supposed to be. But now the interesting thing is that if I power... Actually, this is a little awkward because I didn't plan. Hold on. This needs to have a repeater. Yeah, so now if... Is that going to work or is that going to power? Nope, that's fine. Yeah, because now, thing is, now for the door to be closed, the pistons need to be powered. So in any combination that isn't correct, this needs to be powered. And yeah, which means that if I invert it, that means if any source powers this redstone, it closes the door. Now that source could be that this lever is off. Because if this lever is off, this is unpowered, which means that gets inverted to being on, and this redstone's on, which means the door is closed. Another way that that could be powered is, say this lever is down, this is unpowered, okay. Now if I flip this switch to on, then this gets powered, and that powers this little bit of redstone. Which means if either of those switches are in the wrong position, this redstone is powered and the door is closed, right? Yeah. Wait. Did I just do it the wrong way around? Because I wanted this to be on. I think I did it... Wait, did I do it the wrong way around? Hold on, I might have messed up. 1 second. I like your words, word man. Hold on, why? I think in my explanation, I think I turned it around in my head. Because for that, hold on, for that to be, that's on, off, on. Hold on, do I need to even, I don't even think I need to invert it twice, do I? No, I don't think I do. Because it's supposed to be like this by default. And then if I do that, then it's on. If I do that, then it's off. If I do that, it stays off. Yeah, so like that it works. I was just inverting it one too many times, sorry. Right, so now if this switch is on, this one's off, it's open. If this one's on as well, it closes. And if this one is off and the other one's also off, it closes. If this one's on, then that opens. So now I just need to hook... I just need to make sure that this other lever also feeds in there. And I'm sure there are much more elegant ways of routing stuff with redstone, making it more compact and everything. But it's fine. It does the job. So like this is open. If I switch this, it closes. If I switch this, it closes. If I only switch that one, it stays closed. Only switch that one, it stays closed. So now the only combination where it'll open is if the middle one is flicked, but the other two aren't. There we go. I got there in the end. That does look a little ugly, but it's fine. I can do that, and then it'll be at least a little bit better. And I don't need this block. Right? Yes, I don't need that block. Good. Okay. Routing. No. Routing. No. Tomato. Please. What do you mean? What do you mean, please? Who says potato? Potato. I don't know. I don't. Right, so let's... Also, I'm going to try and leave everything in the default configuration so that I don't forget to reset it later. So this will be the default configuration. Then we just need a roof, because we don't want the underground rain to get in. And I think maybe using some slabs could be nice. So mossy stone brick slab, like that, just to add a little bit of bevel to the roof, like that. I think that's good. Although I will put in a bit of cobblestone on top, because sometimes the lighting does shine through that with the schematic cannon, and I think that fixes it. So like that. Now it's time to detail the floor a little bit more, and I want this to really feel overgrown. So I'm gonna add in a few blocks like that. Well, actually, I'm gonna put one there as well. And then, well, maybe like that. That looks too much like a line, like that. Okay, and then, because you can place these on moss blocks, which is different than row blocks, let's just put in a few ferns as well, just to decorate a bit. One back there as well. Right, because then, when you come down, also, if you hear the noise in the background, that's just because the moss blocks, I think, are considered a cave block. And so it sometimes plays the cave ambience with them around because of the mod we've got. Examples of B and D. AE. American English. I don't know. British English, yes. Correct English and wrong English. Well. Banana. Garish. Garbage. Oh, love that. You have growth. With the puzzles, if you hear the noise in the background, no you don't. What do you mean? Reminds me of a little bit of Portal 2. Oh, haha. Well. Right, so there you go. Now you can flick the switches, and if you do this, then it opens, and you can continue through. Like a threat. No, you don't. If you saw me robbing a bank, no, you didn't. Ah, I see what you mean. Oh, no, sorry, I don't see what you mean. Not at all. No, not at all. So that is going to be the first chamber. I need to clear my inventory, extend that a bit. Now the question is, where do I want the second chamber? I think, do I want to have corridors connecting them, or do I want to have do I want it to go straight in the second chamber? Well, what do I want the second chamber to be? Do I want the second chamber to be a dangerous one or not? That's the question. Because I do want to have the item frame arrow thingies. Will this use crate lifts? No, I don't think so. I don't think that's necessary for this one. Now, I think having the middle one, I think having that one, and then the middle one be a dangerous one, and then the last puzzle, and then maybe the end chamber. I think that sounds good. Now, for the dangerous one, what do I want to do? Because there are several things that are dangerous in this game. Final boss. Well. So, obviously, pitfalls are dangerous. But pitfalls means usually parkour, because if you because otherwise, if there's no challenge in avoiding the pitfall, then there's really no point in having it. So I guess potions could be a thing. Compression is a thing as well, but with compression, it's difficult. Lava tiptoeing across fences. Zigzag lava fence. Well, no, that would be parkour as well. And that's not really... That's easy to avoid. Actually, I think I've got an idea. Which is... hold on. Actually, I need... I remembered something, which is... I need to put in a warning. That should not be there. That needs to be a bit more open like that. Right, so I want to put in a warning right there. And this does need to actually be open slightly more. Yes, yes. There we go, much better. Put in a sign. So you gotta not run off the fences. I mean, with crouching, that's fine. Beware. Death lies below. There we go. I think that's sufficiently ominous. Would you say? Especially if this is completely dark. Right, so then you get down here. I think you're gonna need... yeah, I think I'm gonna put in a bed over here. Because just to reset your spawn point. Because I don't want people to have a really, really long trip back if they do end up beating their doom. So let's get the stairs like that, and then get I think just a grey bed. And I do want this to be visible, so just like that. Because then you come down and you see the white pillow, and you notice, oh, there's a bed there, I can reset my spawn point. Lime bed. Alright, yeah, I think this one fits better with a stone vibe. By vibe, I mean not vibrational frequency, but light frequency. So, I don't know what the abbreviation for that would be. Maybe phot for photon? The stone phot? No, that just sounds like stone foot. Anyway, yeah, all the colors, Minecraft colors, exist as beds. Right, so that's the first room with a respawn point, where you can set it. Then maybe... I mean, this is a bit... we'll see. Maybe it's something that you should be... Maybe it's a thing where you need to be vigilant. Maybe it could be something like that. So, because if you've got a staircase like this, and then you've got a gap and then a block, then sometimes, especially if it's darker, then you might not notice that there's a gap as you're going up. So you need a little bit more space for that. Maybe that could be a little bit of danger. Maybe. Because then it's not parkour. Yes, you can. You will need to be able to actually jump across, which you can't do like that. But maybe you just need to find a lever for it. Admiral Stonefoot. Tripwire hook. Yeah, but tripwire hooks, you need something for that to trigger. Because this is like the sort of thing that I want to save my lighting for. Because if I, like, with that gap there, like this, you might not see it. And then if you fall down, then, well, you're gonna have to have some way of getting back up and maybe have some stuff down there, but we'll see. So, but then you need to have a way of getting across it, which you wouldn't have just like this, because you can't jump that. So maybe having a stair there that you need to push in place. Maybe that could work, because that could also be a good thing to use the lighting for as a bit of a distraction. And then I definitely need a bit of mossy stone stairs above that, so that it just looks like a regular, well, no, I think I need, yeah, sort of something like that, because then you don't notice that there's a hole there. Oh, I love that idea. Yes, because then I can put a very, very, very simple, sneaky lever sort of up here, maybe, although one higher. Because then if I take a lever, a sticky piston, put the lever up there. Gonna need the piston to be here because it's not extended yet. And then it's actually a really simple matter of connecting the redstone. Don't even need to do anything fancy. Like that. So then, actually maybe this needs to go one higher, because, yeah, because you can't walk down like that, but you could walk down like that, which means that needs to go one block higher. Which means that needs to be one block higher as well. Putting a stair into place for progression. So yeah, lever there. And then the actual roof would go something like that. Which, yes, is a little tight, but that's okay. Because then if you're walking down, you might be able to see it. And then I just need to quickly enclose that so we can get a proper feeling for what it would be like. One more like that. Just one more. Like this. So if you come in through here, I'm going to look over, and then I want to have, actually maybe I don't even need to put light there, or maybe I do. I think I will, because if you put, well, actually we would need to test it without night vision. Turn night vision off for a proper look. Yeah, we would need to test it for light vision. The thing is, you're not really going to look up all the way to see the lever. So if you just see that, it looks like a staircase, and then you're going to walk up it, and then you're going to fall down. But if you do notice it, you notice that's a 1.5 block jump, which you can't make. There won't be any vines or anything like that over here. Then you're going to look back, and eventually you're going to look up and you're going to find the lever. And if you flick the lever, then the stair gets pushed in place and you can walk up and down safely. There we go. A little bit of danger. Yeah, that's really well hidden. And then at the bottom have another sign, "Tell your death, light below." Well, thing is, that's the next thing we need to figure out, is what is actually going to be at the bottom of this. Because, I mean, I could just have it be a little fall, and then you come back in, and that's it. However, I want this to actually feel like an adventure, and I know that that will enhance the experience. So I think that this needs to be an actually dangerous pit, which means it's time for a nasty little dripstone. So which way does it need to go out? It needs to connect back up to this somehow. So I think I'm going to leave it like that. Spike? Ooh, I mean, it's supposed to be dangerous. It's really supposed to. I mean, normally I wouldn't, but this is supposed to be an adventure for the players doing the scavenger hunt, because I do want it to feel like they found more treasure. So if they fall down there, that's probably not going to be great. But they've got a respawn point right there, and all this stuff would be safe. So there just needs to be a way to get back down here. Which actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have another piston. Yeah, that would be fun. So if I have a piston here, where if you... Actually, no, that wouldn't work because you're not down there. How about just putting a silverfish down there? What do you mean? How? First of all, what's the silverfish supposed to do? And secondly, how am I supposed to get a silverfish in survival Minecraft to put down there? Yeah, well, I think... Yeah, it does need to be open, unfortunately. Maybe back here. Yeah, back here. That's good. Because you come down the staircase, you're in this room, and then you can come down further here, and that's where that leads to. And maybe for this, we could use some vines. I think that might be nice. Hello, Emichu, welcome. Can I get you one of those bastards? I can get you one of those bastards, sorry. Well, I don't know what Kaga wants to do with a silverfish anyway. From a fish shop, probably. Can carry it? Maybe? Yeah, I suppose so. Messy hair shadows, living for this era. Or at least down. No, it's drying. Right, yeah. So this is what's gonna be at the end of the scavenger hunt. And I've decided to make 3 of them. One for you, one for Mr. W, one for Willis. And then if other guests come on the server who aren't regulars at the moment, then I can restock one of these if they want to do a scavenger hunt. So that one over there is for you. This one's already done, and it's not on the server yet, but I have started collecting the resources yesterday. This one's the one that's going to be for Willis, probably. So I am customizing them a little bit so this one is not going to have any parkour, because I know that that's not something Willis will enjoy, and that's currently what we're building. So, yes. Let me have a look. Blefer. It looks nice. Oh, thank you. Sure it is. I just meant a very small chamber with silverfish, so it's at least beatable, not just get impaled, lol. Gasp. Thing is, that wouldn't really be fun. Like, either it's actually dangerous or it's not dangerous at all. And having a silverfish trap down there that a player's just gonna kill when they get there, that's not fun. Hairdryer. With a Y, yeah. You can borrow mine if you can get it back to me by tomorrow evening. Oh, right, the hairdryer. To be honest, I don't bother with my hairdryer for more than a few minutes. Oh. I get a pet rat as a reward? No. No. I just udder it out? Udder? What do you mean? Oh, you mean like you milk the water out of your hair? Is that what you mean? Never touch your hair? Glancing at the mansion respectfully. Yeah, that's the hide and seek build over there, which is already on the server and ready for Monday. So not gonna have a too close of a look at that. Also nice seeing you yesterday. Yeah, it was. Caught in the act. Yeah, I saw that you're online, but I have no I assume that there was a reason for you being online outside of the stream time. If you did build something, I didn't see it. I made sure not to go looking around too much so that I can have a look at it on stream. But yeah. Hold on, where was I? I can send another invite to the server if you want. No pressure. Oh yeah, you mean the new MC one? Yes. Called my wife on MC. Yes, like a coward. Ah, right. I've never heard of that expression before either. It does describe it, yes. Hair water, like the famous bath water. No, that's disgusting. That's not something I would be interested in purchasing or selling. You're blind as a bat, then. You might notice on Monday. Okay. My intent was to try and get most of it done for you to see on Monday, and wonder how that appeared. Oh, well, I mean, I didn't see it yet, so that'll be fun. Right, so let's actually get this done. That's actually already properly aligned. So now it's a question of getting this to look nice as well. By the way, yes, this is all mossy stuff, which means I'm gonna need a whole lot of vines. I've got a little manual wheat farm. Well, not wheat farm, vine farm, sorry. But it's gonna take a while to gather all these resources, so yes. If people do have vines that they might be willing to part with, then I would appreciate having those on to get all these mossy blocks. Just a little bit more in here. Okay. And maybe a few of these blocks in as well. A few of the actual moss blocks. Like that. And then put vines in. And I want to put the vines on this side, because then people can actually... Oh yeah, they do grow sideways. Yeah, because then people will actually be more likely to explore down here. And then they'll find the place where they might need to recover their stuff from. I'll... Oh, you'll buy Shard's water. Ugh. £1,000? But not my toe water. When will we get official Shard's Labubus? I have no idea what that is, sorry. I wouldn't touch that with a meter-long stick. What about my meter-long... well... 10-foot pole? Thou has a few vines. I know, I do have a few. Or do you mean that you have a few vines? Oh, it's a... I don't know what that is, sorry. It's a fad? I don't know. Ooh, nice. So those are the fidget spinners of 2025. Not that the anthologies are strictly canonical. More like troll dolls. Oh, okay. Right. So I do want this to be quite a bit more fern-y, which means I'm going to need more moss blocks. And then I do want double tall ferns there, single tall fern there, another double tall fern there. And then I'm gonna just add in a bunch of different blocks for this to look a bit more interesting. Like that. Yep, that dripstone does not need to be taller. But escape rooms can't actually be lethal. Well, this isn't an escape room. This is a tomb that someone paid a lot of money to have actually secure. And so, yeah. This needs a bit more of that. Death happens because people were actually locked in them when fires broke out. Lethal by design, chilling thought. Yeah, that's not fun. That's horrifying. Right, so like that. And then you can actually see a little bit of what's going on. Right, and then you can climb up here and get back up to where the staircase is. Good. Maybe I will put a block in. Nope, no, not like that, like that. And then I need another little fern. Yeah, that's better. That is better. Is it? No, it isn't. Like, that's better. I like that better because then there are more nooks and crannies that you can look into to discover stuff. Okay. Right. Like the oubliettes. Ooh. Oh, a message was pinned. Interesting. Why? Yeah. That's another horrifying thing. Okay. So, staircase up. Now, do I want there to be another room between this one and the final thingy? I don't yet know. Do you have, Jamie or anybody watching, do you have an idea for a room that would be fun for Willis to explore, maybe? Pin and reply are next to one another after all. Yes, it's fine. No worries. Yeah, I didn't even want to do that, just wanted to double click the word to look it up. Because I do want to have a room where there are like item frames that you need to rotate, and the rotations are hinted in a different room. So maybe like I could have that room be on the way here, or I could have it be a separate room on the side where you need to go in, and then in that room that shows the directions, and then you need to go back and apply that knowledge here. But maybe another one. A room with some mysterious sand gravel. Quicksand. And you need a shard to place in the item frame. So two things. One, I need to gather all the resources for this in survival, and I don't think you can get the suspicious sand or gravel without cheats. I think you might be able to use cobwebs or something to get them, but even if I did get them, there wouldn't be a way to force it to drop a specific item, because it's random. It might just drop a glass pane or a stick or something. So wouldn't be able to really do that. Peasant non-mod. You can't do. Oh. No. Lose a VIP on my channel though. Oh yeah. We won't mind you spawning some in. Okay. But that, yeah, dude, have a pot in there just in case. What do you mean? A pot for what? What do you mean? That means vulgarity, implosive, prostitute, by the way, and you are not one of those like me. I don't know. Put it with a shirt on it. Images. I'm confused. Wait, so you mean like have a... You mean... So if there were a... Also in vanilla without commands, you can't detect which... you can't detect which item is put in an item frame. You can only detect the rotation of the item. But I could have a sorter, like an item sorter, where you need to drop the item like on a carpet or something, or on a specific point in the floor, and then if it's the correct one, it'll get picked up and unlock something. So you mean to have a decorated patio that uses the specific sherd, and then you need to, and then the challenge is to figure out that you need to break this to get the sherd and then drop it where it needs to go? Do you mean that, or brick pot with a sherd decoration on the side where it's hidden against a wall? The sherd decor is stone pot. Oh. Look through the sand first. I'm not sure how I would be able to telegraph that. If he doesn't get a sherd, then he can use the pot, and you can say it was intentional. And if he gets a sherd in the sand, then that was intentional too. Like, I like the idea of having to get a specific item and drop that, like, and use that as the key to open a door. And I also like the archaeological feeling of it, but I'm not sure that it really makes that much sense, like from an in-universe point of view, because having that be the key to the tomb, just not sure. You get the best of both worlds. Shard, hidden key. Hold on, let me see what the loot table is for Minecraft. Is that how you put? That's not how you spell suspicious. No, I always have trouble with that word. Ooh, gravel, like that. Sorry. What's the loot table? Like a hidden tablet and tomb. Yeah, I do get. Yeah, that would make sense. Although, yeah, looking. Yeah, I know. So, loot. Loot can depend on the structure generates in. items can be extracted only from naturally generated suspicious gravel when placed by the player, nothing produced after brushing. Okay. So it can only be... So you only get stuff from naturally spawning suspicious gravel or sand, and not from ones that you place yourself, which it would be even in creative mode. So maybe there's a command that you can run, because if I get a brush now, yeah. Hold on, maybe I can put a specific... Hold on. Well, let me quickly switch over and I'll be with you in a moment. Well, I'll be with you in a moment, 1 second. Okay, we're back, sorry. So here, let's have a look on Reddit. Command for putting a loot table within suspicious gravel sand. Set block, suspicious sand, loot table, that thing. So you can use a command. Change the item. How to change the item in suspicious sand gravel. Set block, Minecraft suspicious sand, item ID, diamond, count 1. Maybe that could work. Let's try that. So that's the one right underneath. So let's see if that would work. So just as a test, slash set block that I'm looking at, Minecraft suspicious gravel, and then, okay, suspicious gravel, and then, is it item? No, it's ID. So ID, let's just try diamond, because that's in the example. Oh wait, no, it is item and then the colon and then, hold on. It's a little tricky too. Item, colon. And then count, comma, count 1, like that. No, there's no space. Just looking at and that needs to be a colon as well. There we go. So let's just quickly copy that. Could not set the block. Why? What did I mess up? Set block, Minecraft suspicious gravel in this case. Item colon ID. Item colon ID colon diamond, comma count 1. Close bracket. And a sign that says tread carefully for your freedom may be underfoot. A bit ominous. Yeah, that'd be ominous enough. Or did I miss something? Brush, 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 brush. Let's see. So set block below you to suspicious sand. Set block, and then that Minecraft suspicious sand. Item ID diamond, count 1. Maybe I wonder. Just says could not set block. Did I mistype something? Does item need to be capitalized? Nope. Lowercase, everything lowercase except for count on here. Maybe this is for a different version. No, it shouldn't be, because we're using... You delete parts. Make sure to be careful with... Okay. This is... So, okay, I'm gonna copy that. Let me just see if the actual set gravel would work. Or did I miss brackets? Nope. Sand, and then what's this for? Let me see if would dirt work? Dirt works. Suspicious gravel works. Hold on. Oh, maybe because it was already suspicious gravel? Maybe that's why it didn't work? Maybe it can't already be the block? Ooh, maybe that was it. Now if I brush it... I mean, it set it, but it didn't... Yeah, GIFs don't work when not focused, haha. It didn't set it properly. Like, it didn't set the item that was supposed to be in it. Or maybe I just did the thing wrong. Maybe I need to put Minecraft diamond. Nope. Like that? Nope. Maybe there's a different thread. Because that is... I realize that this isn't very riveting gameplay. Sorry about that. Come on, let me out. Okay. Want to make a custom archaeology loot? Oh, this is mcreator. That's not what I wanted. Sorry about this. I don't usually do command work, and I'm not sure why this... I mean, it's not giving an error anymore. Hold on, I'm quickly gonna... I'll be back in a moment, because there was a video down there that might be helpful. How to put items in suspicious sand gravel in Minecraft. Oh, it's... Hold on. I'm gonna mute it because it doesn't... He's not talking anyway, and so I can show it by Toasty. Copy and paste. I mean, I can't copy and paste if it's... Did you see the commands? Set block, suspicious gravel, item, colon, ID. Oh, he's got emerald in... He's got emerald in quotations. Maybe that's what I was missing. Oop, sorry. Ah. No. Nope. Well, let's have a look at the tutorial. I know this is for 1.20.4, but I don't think they changed much, because we're using 1.20.1. Probably doesn't. Now let's skip forward a little bit. Get started, yes. Come on. Let's speed this up a little bit. 1 second. Playback time. You'll be using sand, okay. The command you're going to use, you can also use any item you want, okay. Set block, suspicious sand, item colon. Yeah, that was the block I used, wasn't it? The command I used, wasn't it? Yeah, diamond, count, 1. Did I miss a bracket? Open, open, close, close. And he's got open, open. Oh! He's got this close bracket over on this side. Is that it? That's it! There we go. It just had the... Thank you very much, Toasty. You were very, very, very helpful. Thank you. Okay, so... yeah. Now that we've done that, it does look like you can put in specific items with this command, which is great. So now we can actually now we can actually do your idea. There we go. Sorry it took so long. I don't know. It just said Toasty. Are you still here, by the way? So we're gonna need a place to drop the items, which means I think a target block would be great for that. Are you still here? Yeah, the target block I think is great for that, because then that is literally the target. And then we'd need a cobblestone down there. Farming my lettuce whilst I watch. Ah, okay. I should need a proper hopper. Ooh, although... No, I'm not going to do a target block because I need it to be filtered. And I can't filter it directly like that. And I don't want it to just take random stuff. So I'm going to use a chest instead. And then I'm going to use a... I think it was... what was it called? From Mechanism. Oops. It was called Logistical Sorter. There we go. Logistical Sorter. Ooh, ban the bot. Thank you very much. Okay, so the logistical sorter can go here. And then this should... I'll need to check if this actually works the way I think it does. So I'm just gonna use cobblestone as a test. So item stack, it should only filter cobblestone. Allow default is off. Okay, so only cobblestone. Which means if I put a chest in here, nothing's gonna happen. If I put cobblestone in here, it took it and put it down here. Okay, so that works. So, nom 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 nom. Keep the bot. No, get rid of the bot. Tasty. Too late. Lettuce isn't much of a meal. No, they ate the bot. Eaten and being turned into things. Yeah, things do usually get turned into other things when eaten. Okay, so now we need to find out which shard the one that's supposed to go in is supposed to be. So, any ideas? Just give me column and row for the one that you want. Emichu, since this is your idea. These goddamn Pokemon. Sick of constantly putting them in the lava pit. They do spawn a lot. They do spawn a lot, but oh well. It's only like a tiniest bit on my side. Oh. 2 down, first, the heart. Oh, this one. Okay, thank you. So this is heart pottery shard, specifically. So, need to run the command, only instead of diamond, it needs to be heart pottery shard. And that works, maybe? If I missed, maybe I think I typed it wrong. Did I type it wrong? Oh, sorry. Did I? I don't think I did. Questions. Yeah, which... Alright. Question marks. Oh, quotation marks. Quotation marks. Oh, thank you. Thank you very, 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 very much. That is... I'm glad that you spotted that. Let's see if it works. Nope. I know that with some items, it's the same item, but different IDs given to it. Because if you go... Like, if you look at potions, for example, then... Oh, no, though, here it just says Minecraft potion, and they're all different. But with these, there are different items. It's Minecraft heart pottery shard. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with the command. I think I'll figure that out later. I think I'll figure that out later and just do the rest of the build now, because that wouldn't be fun otherwise. I hope I'll be able to figure out why it didn't work. Look at the item again. Yeah, I mean, it says heart underscore pottery underscore shard. And the command says heart underscore pottery underscore shard. Like, it's not... And I did try it with the quotation marks. I mean, yeah, but... We didn't need that with a diamond. No. And like this, it's definitely not going to work. Instead of ID, maybe? Worth a shot. Foiled again? Yeah. I guess I'll probably be able to find out how to do that later, because it doesn't seem like that complicated of a thing. It just probably needs a bit more research on online. If I were to use command blocks more often, then I probably would already know how to do that properly. Okay, so now I'll sort that out later. In terms of decoration, how should, actually, if, I'm just thinking about how I should telegraph that needs to go in here. Maybe, I mean, I suppose if there's like a pile of suspicious gravel, like just in the corner, something like that, maybe. And if you come up here, then if there's a brush somewhere as well. Floor is suspicious gravel. Oh, well, that's an interesting thought. And then maybe have, and 2 pots on either side of the chest. On the same level or above, or like that? Or do you mean like back here? The first. So you mean like in front? Like that. Interesting. So then I'm gonna need to put in another layer down here, because the suspicious gravel of course falls. Do you think that the whole floor, or do you think there should just be a little bit, and then maybe the rest regular gravel? Something sort of like that, maybe. Yeah, and then I'll replace one of them with a proper item once I can figure it out. The only question that remains is how. That's good. Makes it obvious. How am I gonna give the brush? Like, where should the brush be? Because I can give, I can have invisible item frames that I can spawn in with commands. I've actually got one in the chest over here that I can take from. Actually, I need to, hold on 1 second. There we go. Keep one in there. On the floor? By the chest. Let's have a look. Because I can put it like that. Maybe. Or maybe on, like here beside the entrance. So that when you, mind the pit, so when you come in, you look around and you don't see it immediately. And then if you look around a bit more, then you see the brush. And then it becomes clear. Yes! Yeah, this is fun. No! 1 block back? What do you mean 1 block back? What do you mean? At the top? I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Can go. What should be 1 block back? Perfection. And then I don't want all the walls to just be regular walls, so I'm just gonna put in like some, because you can put in the stairs like so, and then that can give a little bit more depth to the walls, because I want this to just not just be a big box. Yeah, move Perfect. Above the stairs, do you mean? He may not see that. Yeah. Yeah, move the brush one block back. Nah, I think here is better, because here you can also reach. Here it's like in reaching height. Eye level makes it obvious. Yeah, it's not supposed to be too well hidden here. Or in the alcove. That's not going to work, because that's half a block. Unless I were to put it back like that, and then have this like this, then I can put it in there. Like that, you mean? Yep. Oog, yes. Oog. It's so cute. Yeah. That's nice. Now the door, the exit door, I think should be, how much space? Well, I think it should be over on the left here and centered opposite the chest, which means that then we need to get a comparator output out of this chest, so that when the correct item's put in that chest, this logistical sorter filters it, puts it down here, and then a comparator detects that there's stuff in here, and then that opens the other door. Also, we don't need the outer rim of this. No, I didn't. That wasn't a reference. I just meant the literal outer blocks of that. Ooh, also, Jamie, don't you need to go now? Because didn't you say they need to go at 11:50-ish? Not trying to get rid of you, just don't want you to miss your appointments, shall we say. 5 more minutes. Ah, okay, nice. Also here, I'm gonna put 2 of the same alcoves, just for added decoration, because over here it's centered in the wall bit, and here it's centered both ways. Had more time than I thought I did. Ah, nice. Okay. What you're saying, so if I translate that, it's this stream is more interesting than I thought it was, so I'm gonna watch it for longer than I thought I would. This is so number aesthetic. Ooh. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Yeah, and I do think that I'm gonna put a little bit of a light source in there, because that way it distracts from the pit as one thing, but also that gives a purpose to the alcoves on the other side, because I can put like 2 redstone torches in there, and that way it looks a little bit creepy. Don't you think? I was working on something as I was watching show, and it got done quicker than I thought. Yeah, I was only joking. Yeah, agreed. The gravel pit in the center with the pots looks really neat. Yeah, I like it a lot as well. So we're gonna put that there, and then stairs up there. There we go. And then the question is, what kind of roof do I want? I definitely want, maybe, I've got it. I'm gonna use like a mixture of slabs and blocks. So that first layer is gonna be blocks and then slabs. Just thought, because he likes Indiana Jones vibes and such, be nice for him. Yeah, you're right. I'm sure he'll love it. There we go. Right, so then those there, those there, and then a full block on top. Then 3 in here, 3 in there. And then there we go. So you come in, and then you've got this room, and then you've got to figure out how to continue. Vaulted ceiling. Vaulted ceilings are tricky to do with such little space. Lime glazed terracotta for the ceiling? Let's have a look. Oh, there's a lot of lime stuff. I mean, I don't know. I think the moss looks nice, less distracting. Yeah, I mean, it'll be, I mean, it's lit up now properly. It'll be a bit darker after. But I do think you're supposed to focus more on the bits that are important. So I don't really want to distract too much. Right, so this is where the door is going to go. So let me quickly hop into Spectator. But we'd have to see it without night vision to probably judge. You would say that, Jimmy. He may think it's part of the puzzle. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, so would I. And anything related to mold. Okay, so piston, sticky piston, which way around? That way around, which means need them there. Then I need some cobblestone. I need a comparator. I need some regular redstone. And then the comparator needs to output here. And then that needs to go straight into a, well, either straight into a repeater or straight into a block and then a repeater. I think straight into a block and then a repeater is probably good. So let me double check. So if I put an item in there, yeah, now this is powered. If no items are in here, this is not powered. There we go. Oh, all right. Your message popped up at the perfect moment. Oh, did it? Whilst bulging your eyes out while eating a lemon. Okay, so now at the moment this is powered when there's an item in it, which would mean the pistons would be extended if there's an item in it, but it needs to be the opposite, which means I actually don't need a repeater there, I just need a redstone torch there, because now that'll invert the signal. If I put the thing in, it's off. If I take the thing out, it's on. It's meant to be like the fingers poking together emote, but only face. Yeah, I mean, told you, that catalog, I mean, I don't think you need it, but I do still think that the catalog would be a fun thing to do. Right, and then, ooh, actually no, this needs to go up by a block. Because I need the, actually, like, yeah, like that works. There we go. Oh, there's a lot of other stuff. Hold on, repost, not sure if you saw. Also have the Sparkles Fancy and Sparkle and Fabian Truck. Can I record again? All right, nice. You're likely eating lemon and don't mind the sourness, but it gives the teeth a weird feeling. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, like electric thingy. I was thinking about that the other day, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think it would be really fun. I think it would be really fun. And you can give like, you could give like the typed example and then like draw really cute faces, like in a table format maybe, where it's like the actual doodled face and then the image of it. I think that'd be really fun, I think. Okay, see, now it's the wrong way around because it's inverted twice, which means I do need a repeater there, because this redstone torch already inverts it. It shall be done. Okay, I'm actually really excited now. Okay, so now if there's the thing in the chest, it's open, look. And it's already gone, because it needs to go through. If the thing's out of the chest, then the door is closed. So if I just go into spectator mode, head back in, go into creative mode, closed, drop the correct, if I drop just any item in, it doesn't take it. if I put the correct item in, it takes it and opens. There we go. See? That is great. Thank you very much for the idea. And I need to find out how the thing works after the stream at some point. Also, I'm gonna put a stair block there instead. That way it looks a little bit more detailed. Now you need to go. Okay, thank you for stopping by. You made your contribution. Good night. Have fun. But yeah, I'm glad it worked out. Just need that gravel to work. Yep. And if the gravel for some reason doesn't work with the pottery shard, then I'm gonna pick something else that is archaeology related. So yeah. Yes, for a rather strange evening. Out of context, that sounds... Alright, I need to... Alright. Yeah. Watching Stranger Things. Yeah. Oh, you mean like for... Oh, see you tomorrow. There we go. That was a reference. Okay, see you tomorrow for a rather strange evening. That makes sense. Thank you. Okay, good night. Gonna read the rest of chat now, and then, yeah. It's like a weird roughness. Yeah, I know that what you mean. Some lemons are more edible than others. I found those with really thick skin to be far less sour than regular lemons. Lemons? When life gives you lemons, you make life take the lemons back. But yeah, the sour juice shouldn't linger on the teeth. Good thing we've got context. Bye-bye. Love you, Blue Blue. Hate you too. Which is, hello, this is your captain's skiing. Still cracks me up. Thanks for the joke. Right, so this is... should there be... I think I'll put a few moss blocks and ferns around the place. Just add a little bit more detail. Maybe. Maybe just a tall fern there. There we go, because now when you're coming up, you've got a little bit more to look at. I think that works. Does that work? No, I don't think it does. I changed my mind. But maybe replacing some of these with the stone blocks might work. Yeah, that works much better. That works much better. Just to give a little bit extra variation to the room. Oh, and we've just hit midnight. Oh, we're already 6 minutes past midnight, I see. Right, so I'm gonna end the stream here then and continue this off stream. I'm going to put in maybe, I don't know, if I'll put in one more dangerous chamber, maybe I'll put in the arrow thing with the directions next. And then I'm going to add a room down here with the solution for which way the arrows need to be pointing in the item frames. And then I'm going to put in the treasure chamber at the end. Yeah, that's fun. I enjoyed that a lot. And it's so nice that you can design these things in creative mode, where you can fly and spawn in items and do stuff like that. And then transfer it to survival to the server. That's really fun. But it's not the middle of the night. I mean, if you're right at the middle of the time zone, then it would be. It's not night until I go to bed. Oh, found it. Oh, you found it? Oh, is that where I made the joke about the captain skiing? Oh, well, I can't look at that there. Maybe maybe give it to me or post it and then I can have a look. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching and good night. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye-bye.